and we're off. So what you're most likely going to see first is space jump first, which is a scan dash to skip to where you would normally get space jump in the vanilla game, but in this game, hopefully it's missiles, which
20 items
allows
to get
them
started.
to, yeah, that'll allow them to check Artifact Temple and get another item. Both of them getting it first try, and we have a missile. Nice.
All right, that's the best start because you can go straight to Artifact Temple.
Yeah. Instead of going all the way up to Hive Totem and backtracking all the way out.
Yeah, now technically there's a slightly better start where you get Morph Ball here and a missile behind the ship, but
yeah,
that requires two things, not one. It's a pleasure to finally see just how bad the commentary stream is.
Yeah. Yeah, half the time we're not going to be able to tell what the items are, and the viewers at home probably will be able to.
Yeah.
We have gravity. Well, it's nice to have for later in case we need it.
It's
but
kind of nice to have.
Yeah, that does eliminate one early check they can make without gravity, which is a slope jump and frigate crash site to get the item there. But they can still scan there, or scan dash there.
Yeah. However, the reason we're not always happy to see gravity is that it opens up some checks that we would prefer to avoid if we can.
Yeah, like frigate.
Yep.
Or gravity chamber, both kind of out of the way.
Yeah. Okay, so PCA artifact.
Storage depot A. I missed the first three.
There's a PCA in there, and Sun Chamber.
Oh my god, PCA.
Yeah, are we sure Diggle didn't make this seed?
I'm not sure he did it.
No, I've heard that THK did, but this is a Diggle seed if well, it'll depend on where the items are, I guess.
PCA, like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
This is a Diggle seed regardless of who made it.
PCA I find as sort of specially insulting because you don't even get it for Omega Pirate himself. You have to get past him and then you get it.
Yeah, just one item.
Now, seriously, if you want to be well loved by the randomizer community, somebody out there, find a way for us to get the PCA item without by going in the other side.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, so we're getting a transport tunnel B check here. Always wise. Yeah, Morph Ball, it's here a lot.
Did we see what was behind the ship?
No, I don't think either of them checked. No space jump yet, so they can't get through. Oh, for newer viewers, you may have noticed we have 6 artifacts instead of 12. This is because we find that using 12 artifacts just makes you end up basically 100%ing the game. So instead, the 6 artifacts that are missing have been replaced with missiles.
Yeah. Speeds up the seeds a lot. So for main plaza we have, looks like a suit up there. But as a missile and a missile grapple fall edge.
Yeah, all those items will be accessible as soon as they get space jump. Which can be surprisingly late in the seed, unfortunately, but usually it's early.
It's like wave.
Yeah.
And we have a power. Opens up a few checks.
Yeah, it's nice to have. Not as nice as bombs, but it's good.
Yeah. We had actual bombs. You'd be able to check vault and ruin nursery.
Yep, and we wouldn't have to worry about ammo for the other checks.
Yeah. Looks like space jump. Yep.
All right. Well,
dash again.
nicely executed there by roboscout.
Yeah. So now they have space jump. They can check the top of Ruin Shrine as well as the bottom. I don't think they've been there yet. They can get that suit on the grapple edge.
Yeah, there's several ways to do that. We'll see which one he goes for. We call it the grapple ledge, even though that's the least common way we get the item there.
Yeah.
Okay, he's just going with the jump from here.
Oh, just an L jump. Bazon.
Bazon suit. Always good to get that out of the way soon.
I didn't know just an L jump could make it over there.
Yeah, you can, just barely.
I do an R jump.
I got sick of failing 20 times, so I learned to scan dash from the tree instead.
That I just recently found out you can do.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of a no-brainer. Just never thought of it.
You don't have wave, Scout. Oh, okay, he's just going into the nook there. Thought he was going for the upper ledge.
There's bombs.
Bombs, very nice. A little funny to have bombs locked by power bombs.
It is in logic, though.
Yep. I should have been watching Arrow more closely. It looks like he went the other way. Made his vault check from main plaza.
Yeah, just a new tank there. Well, he can't get it yet.
Tank Again, nice to have, but if you don't have Spider Ball when you come here, it's not usually worth the detour to come back.
Yeah.
Arrow's got his Phazon suit now. On his way for bombs.
Yeah, there could be a route divergence after he gets them. I don't know if he's going to go this route that roboscout's going, or decide to check crash sites, something like that.
Yeah, he also had to take a step there to farm a power bomb.
Yeah. That's the dash.
Now here's the difference. Now here's the difference between this year's tournament and last year's. We used to always know what we were getting when we came to this room here at Watery Hall. But now that Charge Beam is a starting item, this room is interesting again.
Yeah. Looks like roboscout. I have to go back and farm for a power bomb. Watery hall access.
Yeah, common problem.
Wave buster. Not very useful, but
No. But again, nice to have.
yeah.
Now, fortunately, Robo won't have to go too far to get his power pump because there's a guaranteed drop in this room. Oh, except... Yeah, the enemies haven't respawned yet.
Because he didn't go far enough to reload the room.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But again, should be easy to get in Gathering Hall, lots of clumps of enemies.
Yeah. Arrow gets waved. Imagine now they're headed back towards. Well, actually, I'm not even sure yet. Not sure there's much else they can do with wave besides Tower of Light.
Yeah, so at this point they'll probably head for Zoid instead and make those checks. Zoid is our affectionate name for the incinerator drone.
Yeah, named after one of the devs of that fight, David Zoidkirsch, who is responsible for the randomness of the RNG.
Which can make the fight go anywhere from, I think, 30 to 90 seconds.
Yeah. Also responsible for the RNG and Central Dynamo's puzzle.
Yeah. Okay, so Arrow is making the Tower of Light check.
Yeah.
Missile there.
Chamber. Tower
And it's almost certainly going to be a missile on top of Tower because Tower has probably the most requirements of any location in the game. You need to have 40 missiles to get this item in Logic. But now and then you got to see where it's bombs or something.
Yeah. Arrow is doing it the vanilla way by shooting 12 missiles to check it with a cutscene, which is faster if it's nothing worth getting.
Yeah.
And it's just a missile, so they save time by not climbing all the way up there just to get it.
Yep. Did you see what was behind Zoid?
No, I missed it.
Probably a missile, it usually is.
Did anyone in chat see?
Any answers in chat?
A missile, according to Captain.
Okay. I don't actually have Twitch chat up because my computer, which is old, is struggling with even what I'm doing now.
I'm reading it on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, actually, maybe I should try that.
And chat appears in real time, so you don't have to worry about chat away.
Yeah,
the
makes
stream
sense.
itself will be behind them.
Oh, just a missile again. Not a great Zoid today.
Yeah.
But he can't always be a two-beam Zoid. I got one of those the other day.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he had skipped Zoid, it would have been like Plasma or Phazon. So
yeah, exactly.
Because Rando's no Rando.
This puzzle can be skipped if you go out of bounds, but I doubt it's worth it for the time save.
Well, wait. Speaking of Phazon, they already have Phazon. True.
Yeah.
My bad. Still could have been a good item in Sword, though.
Yeah.
I've gotten many good things there.
Incidentally, if anyone's confused that the morph ball does not appear to, actually, hang on a sec, let me see it again. Make sure I'm not telling you lies. Yeah, no, if anyone's confused that the morph ball looks like the regular power suit, that's because the Phazon suit's morph ball is only modeled with Spider Ball. So if you don't have Spider Ball yet, you just get a regular morph ball.
Yeah.
The same thing is true in reverse. Oh, did you see what was up there?
No.
No, you can never see what's up there on the comp stream. But yeah, the same thing is true in reverse. If you get Spider Ball before you have one of the suits that are modeled with it, the game just pretends that your morph ball looks like it's Gravity or Phazon.
Ice and lower furnace.
Oh ho, 2 beams now. These are these two are really important ones to have.
Yeah. Which I believe also puts all of the elders in logic for the ice slot.
Yes.
Stands to be shown.
Yep, and also probably the most important beam
They can
for
get the
access to elevators.
Yeah. They can get the crossway artifact too.
Yep, overgrown cavern, lots of good stuff you can get with ice.
Yeah.
This is not to
Yeah.
suggest that any of the beams are less than necessary, unless you're one of the very few people who can do exoskip.
Yeah. And the way to get to overgrown cavern without blade, for example, would be to bomb jump up. I think it's called a hyper bomb jump or something like that.
It's an HPJ, yeah.
Yeah.
Migs competed in my match with him yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a great trick, but pretty tricky.
Yeah. Although Migs did it with a 3BJ, surprisingly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I could be misremembering. Jesus.
So without Spider Ball, we have to do this little climb. It's not difficult. You can even do it without Space Jump, although that's quite a bit trickier.
I've seen it done without space jump. I would never do it. It looks annoying.
Okay, so we're getting the ice item first.
Which could be wave.
Sorry, it could be what?
Could be wave.
Wait. Oh, yeah, sorry. For a moment I was... No, it couldn't be. Arrow has wave.
Oh, that's right. What was it?
I don't remember.
I've watched. I've like commentated 2 races already, and track 3 than 1 more. So I'm getting like a bunch of races mixed up in my head.
Yeah, easy to do.
Yeah. See, I didn't see where Arrow got waves, or if I did, I forgot.
Oh, this is a rarity. RoboScout is going through this room without using the cute little morph ball path we usually use.
Yeah, it's actually slower to use that morph ball path because it affects the loading times for the doors, something like that. Or so I heard. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I think we just like knowing it's there and showing it off in races.
Yeah.
Okay, missed it the first time. That's okay. This is a hard trick.
Never seen that jump done in that direction before. Usually people will jump across the half pipe to the other side.
A different approach.
have our first artifact for roboscout.
A good tip for that trick, by the way, is you want to be at the height of your jump when you're getting into the hole. So you delay that second jump until you've fallen a bit below it.
Oh, okay, so that's why I get it wrong sometimes.
Yeah, I think roboscout himself gave me that advice, so now I'm passing it on to you.
Okay. I'll get it more consistently now. It's one of those things I, get either first try or it takes a million tries.
Yeah, there are a bunch of tricks like that. Arrow's catching up, but he will be able to do more in the Hall of the Elders area with Wave.
Yeah, you almost likely go beyond all the elders and check the items behind it.
Yep.
And we don't have any gentlemen's agreements, right? So it's vanilla elevators.
I believe this is just a default settings match.
Okay.
But yes, Hall of the Elders is especially valuable in random elevators because it's got 2 elevators back there.
Yeah.
Did I say Hall of the Elevators?
I don't know.
That's fun. If not, I wish I had, because it would have been fun. Okay, so now we get to see that spider climb on Arrow's side. Did we talk about the spider climb on Robo's side?
No. Basically, you can climb up that without spider by just walking up it at a certain angle.
Yeah, it's the most utterly brain-dead trick in the game, and there's no setup for it as far as I know. You just try positions until you get the right one.
Yeah, easier than it looks.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So Robo is getting through this Chozo ghost room, which is always annoying.
Yeah.
Arrow, since he has Wave, is taking the route through Crossway instead of going straight to Hall. I forgot that path existed for the longest time, until I remembered, oh yeah, in the vanilla game, you don't have ice when you come here.
I wasn't looking, I was typing something in Discord.
Okay, don't
Which
worry.
path?
I was just talking about different ways to get to Hall of the Elders, and for a long time when I was first playing Rando, I completely forgot you could get in there without ice by the Crossway morph path.
Oh.
Arrow pulls off the climb to that bomb slot during the cutscene, the Chozo Ghost cutscene appearance. Always a nice little time save.
While roboscout's fighting Flabber.
Yeah. Miserable necessity. Because every time you skip Flabra, he's got something. Every time.
Yeah. Yeah, haven't we already had a couple of matches where Flabber had something, or am I thinking of the previous?
Oh, between me and Miggs, Flagra in the ghost fight afterwards had Phazon suit, and that gave me the lead for a long time.
Yeah.
But then Miggs got Plasma before I did, and that was the ballgame.
Yeah.
So, while we do have to fight Flagra, we do not have to we don't have to fight him the vanilla way. So with Space Jump, we can jump to the bomb slots, bomb them from outside, because retro, and that way.
Yeah, they're just cosmetic bomb slots that are actually damage triggers that are vulnerable
Yeah,
to
that's right.
damage.
One interesting recent change in the Rando is that you can come in from Flagra's back door and bomb the bomb slots before he even awakens.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you discover some weird collision that they have. Some of them you can roll right up to and bomb, others you have to... there's one I always use a power bomb on because
same here. I was never able to find the right point to use a regular bomb.
Yeah.
And I've always been lucky enough to have a power bomb when I did that.
That's true. Okay, RoboScout finishes the cutscene boss. Important note for if you're using this method on Flagra, by the way, it matters what side of those morph paths you jump to. So for the second slot, you want to jump on the right side. For the third and fourth, you want to jump on the left.
Yeah.
That drove me nuts when I was trying to learn the trick because most guides don't mention it.
And just a missile.
Okay, so without super missiles or X-ray, it's going to be a pain to kill these ghosts that will appear in the room afterwards. But it is possible if Robo decides to do the early wild trick.
Yeah. Does Robo know it?
Nope, not going to do that. That's okay. Spider is almost always required, or at least convenient to get. So if this check turns out to be important, it can be done later.
Yeah. Looks like he's going back for Ruined Nursery.
Oh yes, never ever ever skip Ruined Nursery.
Yeah, that's an easy spot to miss. You just don't have bombs the first time you're in there.
Yeah, another one like that is Dynamo, because about half the time you don't have Spider when you go there.
Yeah, upper Dynamo.
Did you see what was in Antechamber on Arrow's side?
No.
Okay. Nothing new on his tracker, so it probably wasn't important. It's not a very healthy seed so far either.
I was about to say, why is the roboscout being bombed? I mean, wait. Okay, that's what it was.
Ah.
I feel like I've seen it there before in this tournament. Either today or yesterday, but I could be wrong. Or maybe I saw it there when I see it.
That's one that I always check, but sometimes forget what's there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at the Great Tree Hall now. No boost, so we can't make most of the checks here, but we can get the item in Great Tree Chamber.
Missile.
Yep. And Arrow just seems to be kind of staring at it. Oh, of course. Yeah, that's he decided if he was going to make this check, then it would be right after a save, so he could reset if he didn't get anything.
Smart choice.
Yeah, there are some checks in the game that are like that. My personal one that I always save.
What? I've never.
Whoa!
Never seen the first set of things reach that way.
Yeah, Robo's got some tricks.
Oh, another note taking. I learned something last match that I was tracking for or counting for, and now I learned another thing. Learn something new every day with this game.
Yep.
Sometimes literally.
Robo will be disappointed because it's only a missile up here.
Yeah. Impressive plan, though.
Okay, what will Arrow find in Boost Ball? That's an important get.
Oh, nice. I missed that.
Yeah, Boost opens up a lot of checks, and it also just makes you go fast.
Yeah. I think anyone's going to go for... No, or really. Yeah, looks like Arrow's probably going for Frigate. Way back.
Yeah, well,
Rappy.
yeah, he's got the stuff, except Thermal Visor, which we don't need.
And supers. So that lot that.
Oh,
Yeah, biohazard containment is inaccessible.
Yeah, not only that, you can't even see what's in it without X-ray.
You can peek through a crack on
Oh
the
yeah,
left
yeah.
side.
That's right. I'd forgotten about that.
So hopefully there's nothing more.
Yes, I especially hope so because I'm still mad at Biohazard for my race. Okay, so Frigate is a series of thermal visor and wave beam puzzles, but we don't need the thermal visor because we know where the conduits are.
Yeah. Yeah, the only hard requirement for any visor is Omega Pirate.
Yeah, can't kill him without it.
Yeah, you can't damage him at all without it.
Yeah. Which is, I've always found kind of obnoxious. I mean, it's supposed to be showing you invisible things, but the invisible things aren't supposed to, like, not be there and if you don't have the visor.
Right. If platforms can be there, why can't damage be taken?
Yep. But Retro was not above making the occasional little arbitrary thing in its programming.
Yeah.
Really, most games are programmed with much more arbitrariness than this. Retro actually allowed us to do things like spin spinners with little bits of momentum from rolling, and
Yeah.
I've always admired that. I thought that was really generous of them.
And meanwhile, Robo is checking Arbor Chamber without
Uh,
plasma. He's doing out of bounds.
Notice Robo using his power beam to make sure he's on the right part of the platform. This is a good idea. It's pretty easy to slip off that platform.
Yeah. I also forgot to mention there was another way to climb Root Cave without doing the dash that he did. You can actually do a slope jump onto some standable terrain.
Yes, I've seen people do that lately.
Yeah. I just recently saw and learned that.
Okay, E-Tank here, which, again, that's a good find at this point because they only had one.
Yeah.
But it's not the prize one was hoping for making a check like that.
Yeah. Looks like Robo might be headed towards Frigate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably right.
Probably the right play to make. I can't see them going anywhere else.
Yeah, their options are kind of limited.
Can't do Magmor because they don't have enough B-tanks or Barium.
Yeah.
No BMRs.
The only other real option would be to do bar skip and go to Phazon Mines.
Yeah, although roboscout is missing boost. That wasn't over no cabin, right?
Was.
Boost.
But
Was that?
Robo may get it now because it's pretty easy to climb the frigate and grab the item.
Alright. I got Arrow mixed up with Robo. Thinking they already got it. Or not being sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Incidentally, if you look close at the objects in the environment that you shoot with the wave beam, they all look the same, or at least close to the same. So if you ever find yourself forgetting where one of the conduits is, you can look for those objects. Unfortunately, they are very bland and generic-looking gray objects.
Okay, I'm going for Frigate. You would need, well, you would need Boost Ball to open the bars to get up back to, well, through Great Tree Hall to get back to Chozo,
Yeah.
but you could also go to Mines. So I guess Boost wasn't necessarily an indicator of where to go, but it helps.
Yeah.
When it does open up Life though.
It does. Yes, I've forgotten that.
Logically, if they had Spike. But you can do it without it.
Yeah. In fact, you can technically even do it without boost ball. Just that's a terrible trick.
Yeah. Just a missile in the antechamber.
Okay. Interesting that he chose to get it. Antechamber makes some layer changes in other rooms.
Yeah, I think it causes the room to reload. Kind of like trial tunnel in Echoes.
Mm.
Go in there, get the item, then it takes a long time for the door to open again.
Ah.
I didn't see if Arrow peeked through biohazard.
Yeah, neither did I. Chat, did anyone see that? Must.
Ooh, life growth tunnel. Let's try. Plasma.
Nice. Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. He's got all the beams. He's got Phazon. He's got grapple.
Oh, that's big too.
I think he might be in Goma, or do any of the artifacts require something else we don't know?
To get to PCA, you need X-ray to get that deep into mines.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so we need X-ray.
Yeah. Oh, and also to kill Omega Pirate, of course.
Yeah.
And Spider Ball is basically required to get that far into mines as well. It is possible to get through MQA without it, but it's a pain.
Yeah, it's logically required, but you can do the PPC climb without Spider.
Yeah.
Takes practice. I haven't
Well,
mastered
PPC
it yet.
climb isn't. Yeah, it's not what I was thinking of, though. I was thinking of MQA.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I haven't quite mastered that yet either, although I've had an easier time with that than PPC climb.
Yeah, that climb is harder than it gets. Harder than its expression I'm trying to think of, and I can't quite get it.
Harder than it gets credit for.
Yes, that's the one. Gets credit for. Thank you. Arrow having trouble. LGT is where we go to have trouble.
And in this case, get rewarded for it.
Yes. The phrase worst room in the game is used in a lot of speedrunning communities. Sometimes there's some debate about it, not in ours. Oh, we're finally getting the plasma check here. That'll be good.
Yeah.
And because roboscout did not use the wave bomb slot, there is no ghost fight in this room. And just a missile.
I thought those spawn anyway if you haven't done the slot or the bomb slot to activate the beam slots.
Possible. Oh, no, I mean the first one always appears the first time you're in the room. But the recurring fight with 3 ghosts is activated by the wave slot.
Oh, okay. So that's why. Okay.
Yep.
I've
And
always wondered why sometimes the second set of ghosts appear and sometimes they don't.
yeah, some of these fights are quirky. For instance, the one RoboScout's about to. Oh no, he's already through it. But in Furnace, if you come in from Crossway by the wave door, then that fight doesn't happen. But if you come in
Right.
through the ice door, then it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing you don't want to do is use the wave slot and then leave without using the ice slot, because the ice slot requires you to get bowled by the Chozo statue, and the Chozo statue won't bowl you while the ghost fight is going on.
Yeah.
However, if you've used the wave slot and then you come back for the plasma slot, that's okay, because the statue will move while the ghost fight is going on.
Yeah. You can move it back by reloading the room,
Yep.
which did happen earlier today. According to my co-commentator, or yeah, it was in Logic, surprisingly.
Was fighting ghosts in Light Grove. Must have had trouble making the escape jump.
Yeah, they tried it a couple times, but it didn't make it. Roboscout.
Yeah, the trick with that jump is you can't quite make it with an L jump, but you only need the bare minimum of R jumps. You tap the R and that's it. You don't have to turn or anything like that.
I heard you can make
And
it
it's
with
still
an
a
L
little
jump. I heard you can make it with an L jump. It's just really,
Oh yeah?
yeah, like really tight. So it's
Okay,
a
I
lot
believe
easier
that.
with an R jump.
RoboScout just made that check without Varia, which is impressive.
Yeah. And did the gravity method to get across the first time.
But what about Training Chamber? The only thing I can think is maybe Training Chamber was an artifact, and he knows he can't get it without Spider.
Maybe. Wait, I'm confused. Did Roboscout already go here? Or was that Arrow? Or am I thinking of another
Yeah, he
thing?
did.
Oh, this. Yeah, I love this. Oh, you forgot about it too. There's another chapter.
Oh no! Yeah, this is another commonly forgotten one, though not as commonly as some of. Oh, didn't forget.
Yeah.
Forgot that he didn't forget.
Yeah. Happens to all of us at some point.
Yeah.
You're used to forgetting certain things, and when you don't, you forget that you didn't.
Yeah, and I think this is one that you can't just check the map to see if you've been to that room, because that little alcove is still shown even if you haven't been to it. I think.
Yeah.
So Arrow's reviewing his artifacts. Was there one in Training Chamber?
I don't know. Wait, was the artifact in Phazon Processing Center or Processing Center Access? I think I saw Phazon
Access.
Processing Center.
PCA.
Oh, okay. That wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Training Chamber is not an artifact, and so I don't understand why Robo didn't make that check. Like, you can't get the item anyway without Spider Ball, but you can at least see what it is.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Unless, of course, maybe Spider is the only thing he's looking for. But no, he needs Varia and he needs super missiles, so that can't be it. And visors. Neither of them has either visor yet.
Yeah.
So ship save, always a good idea to make one when you're here. I've never understood why the ammo stations don't refill your power bombs, but they don't. So the ship stands as the only thing in the game that does that.
Yeah. They're doing echoes, but unfortunately, this is echoes.
Do the ammo stations and echoes refill both missiles and beam ammo?
Yep.
Okay, well those are good stations.
Yep. Missiles, beam ammo, and power-ups.
Look, it looks like Arrow was heading for one of the elevators, but changed his mind. Yeah, that happens sometimes. You missed the bomb slot. That's one of that's not a very well targeted beam.
Meanwhile, Robo is headed down the same way Arrow was.
Yeah, and will unfortunately be just as disappointed.
Yeah. Unless he goes in the mines and finds something.
Yes, well, that's pretty much the only option these runners have left. Which means that logically, going through the frigate was actually required even though nothing important was on it. Because
Yeah.
logic does not expect players to do bar skip. Which is good, because bar skip, sometimes I get it in 2 tries and sometimes I get it in 200.
I think I've only ever gotten it once.
Mm-hmm. It's very precise.
Yeah. Not a strong suit at all.
Looks like Robo missed a thermal point. One problem I have when I'm doing frigate is that I like to listen to podcasts while I'm playing, and when you listen to when your ears are distracted at all, you can miss the activation of a conduit sound.
Yeah, you have to pause the podcast for the conduit sounds.
Yeah. I have such mixed feelings about the frigate because it's such a great atmospheric part of the game, and yet it's such a frustrating part to have to do.
By the way, the conduit in the room before this, do you ever have trouble with the left one? Like, I always have to
Yes.
shoot it twice.
Yeah, the thing in front of it blocks a lot of shots.
Oh, is that one?
Yeah, next time you miss it, pop your combat visor back on and you'll see that that thing was probably in the way. Okay, so Arrow's opened the flogger gate. Something that confuses runners sometimes is that when you activate the runes with the ghost bite going on, the one that's hidden in grass is no longer hidden in grass, but you still have to shoot as if there were grass there. It's the weirdest thing. If you were ever confused by that, now you're not.
Yeah, it's the dumbest scan point.
Yeah.
I remember. So it might have been one of the races where somebody was looking for like which rune symbol didn't I scan, and it turned out to be one at the bottom that they thought they scanned, but they just didn't shoot it. Well, actually, they did, but it still wouldn't register for some reason, so they had to shoot it a couple more times after going back down. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, one of the few cases where Retro's programming was not robust against getting stuff out of order.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they never expected you to be doing those scans with the ghost fight going on.
Reggie in chat says it looked like an E-tank in Biohazard.
Okay.
Our tracker says it might have looked like a visor.
Oh, well, that's a big difference.
Yeah, something was blue in there, coordinator stuff.
Yeah, visors may not be strictly necessary except when Omega Pirate's required, but they save so much time on the on Essence that they're worth a considerable detour.
Yeah. At least if you can find one of them.
Yeah.
while Arrow is fighting Flabra the intended way. Well, sort of. The intended direction, rather.
Yeah. It's interesting that Plasma is not any more effective on him than other beams. I mean, it might do more damage, I don't know, but of course doing damage to Flagra is a relative thing.
I've never tried Plasma on Flabra. I've tried
Yeah.
Wave Buster on it.
Yeah, they do have
That
Wave
takes
Buster.
forever.
It takes 220 missiles, so hope you
Yeah.
stocked up.
And I think it takes longer than doing the fight optimally without it.
There is one use case, which is that you could, if you don't know how to do the space jump method, or you don't have space jump, but you do have Wave Buster and 60 missiles, then it might save you time to do that on the 4th bomb slot. Actually, it might even be 65 missiles. And it's also just fun.
Yeah.
Okay, Robo didn't make that climb. That's a very tricky climb to do. Fortunately, there's a very good backup for it, which we'll probably see him do. Oh, actually, he's taking the vanilla path. Okay.
Which climb are you talking about?
The one where you go straight from the elevator door and you jump right up to the ledge.
Oh, yeah, I've never been sure how to do that. Is there a slope there somewhere?
Yeah, I've done it once in my life, and I've never managed to do it again. Interesting fact about this conduit, if you charge up your wave beam, it pings right off.
Yeah. I've actually gotten that jump before, just trying things out, but I haven't gotten it in a long time, so I don't remember how I did it. Might have been an R jump.
Yeah, well, I always give it the old college try, but what I do after that is jump up from the save room door, which is much easier to do, and that still triggers a couple of the pirates, but not most of them. Ah, that's funny what happened in that cutscene.
I missed it.
Oh, one of the pirates was doing his best to attack Samus during the force field dropping.
Oh, right.
Robo's going straight in here. This is the one that I always save before I check, because the wave pirate... A heat run on Arrow's side. Exciting time to be watching this speedrun, folks. Now, he's just checking Lava Lake, but that in itself is dangerous because Lava Lake actually does twice as much heat damage as any other room in Magmora.
Just barely makes it up.
Yeah. So apparently it's an artifact in this room here, which means Robo didn't actually have to check it, but what the heck.
It's nice to show that off.
Yeah.
That was discovered, I think, last tournament from last year.
Yeah, in time for that tournament. Robo has Wave Buster. This is basically the one place where it's really handy, but it is a little hog.
He's got 114, so it's wouldn't have been that bad. It'd be nice if we could just clip through that force field, like a bomb jump or something.
Yeah, this is just a terrible room in every respect. But even this isn't as bad as coming here again, because on the second trip it's full of beam troopers that are better spread out in the room, and if you try to get through without fighting any of them, you're likely to take a lot of damage.
I mean, you could jump over them. That's what I think. Just get them fast.
Pirates in this room. Epic fan. on Elite.
Yeah, it's gonna do the AI minute. Oh, he missed it. So now he's gotta wait through the hand,
Yeah.
the
He
invincibility.
can waste a lot of your time if he wants to.
Yeah. What he attempted to do was an AI minute where you stay out of his line of sight and he'll keep trying to turn and face you before he attacks. And you just rapid fire missiles until he dies in like 20 shots.
Yep, it's a good trick, works on all Elite Pirates and even Omega Pirate in the first round.
Yeah.
But one nice randomizer change is that in the vanilla game, only the main power bombs are capable of blowing his tube open, whereas here any power bomb will do the job.
Well, it's that you have to collect the main power bomb item for that tube to be breakable.
Oh yeah, I forgot that subtle difference there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the actual main power bombs or just the item in that place, in Central Dynamo.
There are some cases where it's one and some where it's the other. For instance, the path from the elevator to PPC, which has grapple points, and it also has a platform until you get grapple beam. I'm pretty sure that one checks for the grapple beam itself, and not for the item that's where grapple beam normally is.
Yeah.
So Robo's almost done with this fairly annoying room. With X-Ray, he could check what the item is before bothering to get it, but without it, nope.
I had to do this the slow way earlier today.
That's fun, but slow.
Yeah, it took like 5 minutes.
And just a missile for all that. Oh, I just remembered they don't have Spider. That explains a lot of the routing.
Yeah.
Generally, coming to mines without Spider is bad content.
Yeah, unless you know spiderless shafts or spiderless PPC climb.
Yep.
And I've only done the PPC climb once, so that's like.
Yeah, PPC climb is the #1 trick that I kick myself for not knowing every time I go through the room, but it's just such a pain.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, first 2 levels climbed nicely by roboscout here. Now let's see what's at the top.
Yeah, thermal.
Oh. Well, any visors is better than no visors.
Yeah, we still need X-ray Propia. Who knows where that is?
Yep. Logic are fascinating though, because you need thermal to get through the wrecked ship according to the logic, but they needed to get through the wrecked ship to come here.
Yeah, that's a little confusing. Maybe the logic was updated.
Yeah, I'm genuinely confused how this is possible. I'll have to think through it later. Here's a nice easy check. Get to blow up 2 pirates for free. And the game even gives you a little hop to get into that hole without using a bomb, but it's not particularly reliable. Okay, here's our quote first Elite Pirate. You get all this pomp and circumstance because, in theory, you can't activate the first one on your first trip to the mines. Robo's killing him, that's right. Yeah, that's what the nip's supposed to look like. And you can actually not kill this guy, but then you have to sit through the cutscene every time you come through the room. So if you expect you might be here again, then it's a good idea to kill him.
hope Robo finds X-rays somewhere here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to backtrack all the way out and then come
Yeah, but I'm
all the way
seeing visions dancing in my head of Baria being down here so that he has to go back and get X-ray and Magmore.
Oh, God. That'll be disgusting.
Yeah. Guess it was nothing in vent shaft there.
Yeah, it had a bit of a weird glow, so I wasn't sure what it was. Probably.
Darrow, meanwhile, is in Thardis' neighborhood. This pirate only activates if you have Plasma Beam. So in the vanilla game, it's a neat little thing where the first time you come through, the pirate's asleep, and you wonder, boy, when's this guy going to wake up? And then when you come back with Plasma, he does.
Yeah. They're all going for Thardis.
Yep. Well, with 2 power bombs and Plasma, it's a nice short fight. And in fact, I often have this fight just to get from one place to another, not so much to check the item. But at this point, any check is a check worth making.
Yeah. X-ray could be pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. On the other hand, Arrow won't get any more, won't get access to any new areas this way because without Spider, he can't exit the room by the front entrance.
I mean, technically you can, but it's dumb. It's a really dumb smoke jump that a lot of people make look easy, but it's not.
Yeah, basically, anytime you hear me say you can't do something in Metroid Prime, read that as you can, but it's stupid.
Yeah. And I actually feel personally insulted by how easy a lot of people make that look.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So, E-Tank in the maze. Fun fact, if you have a power bomb in your inventory, that little cutscene that plays when you get the maze item actually uses it.
Oh, so it's not required for it. Okay.
No, if you go in with no power bombs, then you get a free one by that cutscene. But
Okay, good.
if you have one, it uses it, so you'll have to refill.
Yeah, I've always made sure I had a power bomb just in case, because I wasn't sure if it actually, or if it actually using one was like always, or always happened.
Yeah. So this is another cinematic little piece of Phazon Minds. The fact that the first time you go through this room, he doesn't wake up, but when you come back, he does.
I didn't even notice him in this room the first way through. Is he
Yeah,
in the
there are
room?
multiple Elite Pirate tubes, and at least one of them has a guy in it, and that's this guy.
Oh, I never paid attention to that detail.
It's actually kind of nice to have this fight because it means there aren't any other pirates in the room, and it's arguably even more annoying getting through the room with them.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I've almost died to those pirates.
Yeah. I have far more experience with those pirates than I'd like because those are the ones you use to get a combat dash to escape vent shaft if you go there without boost ball.
Ooh.
I've spent hours trying to do that, and I have never yet succeeded.
I don't even think I've seen that done.
Yeah, it's the old method. People don't really do it anymore. They use the bomb jump, but the bomb jump's even worse.
Yeah, I've seen the bomb jump. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it successfully done, but I've seen it attempted last year actually, and it was they were stuck there for at least an hour.
I'm not surprised. Okay, what's roboscout gonna find? Just a missile. One recent randomizer change that has affected how some of us play is that occasionally you find a shiny missile. It's nothing special, just cosmetic, but it's really fun to find one. It's an Easter egg in the game, and so sometimes even if we know there's a missile behind a wall like that one, we will still blow open the wall just to see if the missile's shiny.
I've never actually seen one.
No? I've found a couple in my runs. There's about a 1 in 20 chance of finding a shiny in your game, but
I might have seen one and just not realized it was shiny, like from afar or something like that.
yeah, odds are that you've at least played a seed that had one, but you never saw it. And meanwhile, we've got Arrow working on back Fendrana. That might be where Robo's heading next as well, because he still doesn't have Varia, and there's only so many checks left in the game.
Yeah. Did we have any artifacts in Fendrana? I forgot.
Well, there's one in Shorelines,
Yeah. Okay.
and we don't know which one, so it could be Super Missile required. And Spider, for that matter. Oh, we're getting a workstation check here. Just a missile. That's good. Workstation puzzle.
Frostcade check. And I don't see a glow there, so it's probably something worth getting. Oh, it's the visor. X-ray. So now Arrow has access to to the PCA artifact.
Yeah, that's huge for Arrow. That's probably where Robo's going to head next after this check, though, because it's the next area with checks that he can get to conveniently from here. He can't get much farther into Megmore without Varia.
Yeah.
Though, in this direction, there is only one heated room, so he might head for the Talon elevator. Let's hope not.
Excuse me.
Looks like Arrow got the wrong door there. That's happened to us all.
Which one?
The save room.
Oh, yeah, that's happening too. Meanwhile, Robo is performing a slope jump to skip the spider ball track, which would take forever.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways to do this, but...
What was that? It's not a bad anything. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say there's a couple of ways to do this, but they're all better than the vanilla method.
Better than what?
All better than the vanilla method.
Yeah.
Well, Robo's out of luck. Just a missile here. The one slight benefit of not finding something good in phazon processing is that getting this item is what triggers the layer change in PPC, so he will not have to deal with beam pirates next time he's there.
Okay.
Alright, now Robo's heading for Fendrana Depths as well, I believe.
Arrow must not.
Oh no! Bad place to be out of power bombs. Go kill the Hunter Metroid, Arrow.
You could peek through with X-ray and a charge shot.
Yeah.
Door, but Arrow might not know that.
Yeah, it's a weird trick. You can actually shoot a charged plasma shot through that power bomb wall. Roboscout's going to make the Thardus checks first. It's probably a good play, because if he finds Spider here, then he can make the front Fendrana checks, which are faster than back Fendrana.
Wait, Arrow didn't fight Thardus?
Pardon me?
Arrow didn't fight Thardus?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Could have been thinking with another race.
So we're actually seeing some intended thermal visor use here. You don't need it to kill Thardus, but it can be handy at times.
Also laying bombs in front of its path before it rolls at you, skips the thermal phase.
Yep. Like, in theory, it's faster to use the thermal visor and take out the weak point before he rolls, but I can never manage to do it before the roll starts. Ooh, flamethrower. Arrow's run is valid.
Nice.
Yeah, see, that's an example of what I was talking about. Robo took out the weak point, but not before Thardus managed to get into a roll. It will save time if you happen to nail the weak point while he's rolling, but that's hard to do.
It's the easiest to do with plasma.
Yeah.
But it's still not that easy. It depends on how Thardus rolls. Like, whenever he rolls and his weak point is behind him, or, you know, from where you're facing, then I think that's called defensive rolling.
Yeah.
So, if he does that, then probably won't get a shot.
Yeah. It also depends on which weak point. You have a much better chance of hitting the bigger ones.
Yeah.
Alright, so Robo using his other power bomb to finish off Thardus. You lay it as soon as the electricity starts, and it takes out his last weak point immediately.
Oddly enough, I saw Reggie do that today, and it missed.
The timing is a little pickier than it seems. You
Yeah,
can sometimes mess it up.
it looked like he did it on time. That's why I was confused.
Hmm. Well, he's Thardus. He lives to make our lives miserable.
Yeah.
Ever
So,
noticed, by the way, that the health refills from at least this boss and Omega Pirate don't get sucked in by Charge Beam?
thought that was just Omega Pirate.
No, it happens with Thardus too. It's the weirdest thing.
I always walk towards it as I charge or charge it in. So maybe I just thought I was charging it in when I wasn't.
Arrow taking a minute to get his bearings. That's okay. It's a confusing part of the game. Not every area can be as linear as Phazon Mines, for instance. First layer, I guess, is a little non-linear, but floors 2 and 3 are just a straight line to the end.
Roboscout taking a very smart safety save.
Yes. I was just thinking they've gone a long time without saving. It's
although he has a lot of
enemy tanks, but it can't happen.
Yeah. It did happen to Reggie earlier today.
Ah.
Died to what was it? He died to the puzzle in Central Dynamo, and he hadn't saved since the beginning.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I forget how many E-tanks he had, but I mean, you never know. It could happen.
Man, you hate to see it.
Yeah, you could end up not paying attention to your health and then realize you have low health close to
Yeah, that maze does way more damage than you think it does.
Yeah. Especially with only 2 suits, that's only 20% damage reduction versus 50 would have with all 3 suits.
I've always thought that was a little weird that it goes 10, 20, 50.
Yeah. But yeah, with only 2 or only 1 suit, you can easily underestimate the damage you take.
Yeah, I've seen several cases where someone almost died to it, but to actually die to it, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Okay, so it looks like we're getting labs on Robo's side. Sadly, he does not know this isn't where X-Ray is. First doing reverse laps. That's funny. We'll have a high five in the middle.
Yep.
Now taking bets on where the high five will take place. My money's on Central Tower, or whatever, Control Tower.
Control Tower.
Robo can't get the Lab Hydra item, and can't even see it. That's too bad.
Hopefully it's nothing.
Yeah. A lot depends on which of those Shorelines items is the artifact, because supers being required in this seed would be fairly important.
Yeah. Supers and Spider.
Yeah.
That's the scan point I used to use for that.
My feed is lagging, I haven't seen it yet.
He used one of the scan points at the bottom of observatory.
Yeah, you do see that sometimes.
Looks like Spider up there.
Well, it's about time that item made its appearance.
Doing another previous method I used to do for this. Different methods work for different people, so
Yep.
to each their own.
I haven't been watching Aero's stream, but it looks like he hasn't gotten far into labs yet, which suggests he probably messed up in this room and accidentally got the door locked.
Yeah. If you go backwards, just ignore the Metroid after the cutscene, or else it'll lock the door, and you'll have to reload the room.
And as much as we all love watching that scene play out with the Metroid already released from its spell so that Samus is just staring at nothing, it's not worth it. Okay, Robo successfully skipped the fight here.
Yeah, I hear that
Has the harder
cutscene was removed in 2.4.
Yes, latest version removes that trigger.
Nice.
We've been waiting a long time for that.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried that version yet. I've still been using practicing on 2.2.
Another change. Yeah, another change in the new version is that it is now possible to scan the force field at the entrance of Phazon mines from either side.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Arrow's using the vanilla method of bringing the tower down. We don't see that too much. But when you come here with plasma, no reason not to do it.
Yeah. Might actually be quicker.
And on Robo's side, we see the cutscene.
And Robo can actually break that going forward.
Yeah. Wow, he spared the life of the pirate who opened the glass. That's nice of him. Guessed neither of the ether items was good because he skipped them.
Arrow did a nice reverse pirate kite skip, or control tower skip.
I guess my feed is lagging again because... Oh yeah, he pulled it off. Wow. That is really hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a scrub. I always just get the research core item and change the layer. I'm too lazy to try and do all that.
I used to be good at it, for some reason lately I just cannot do that reverse scope. Oh, Robo's caught on nothing. That'll happen sometimes.
Yep.
This game has too much collision.
I wasn't looking. Was it in the morph ball tunnel?
No.
Huh? Was it in the morph ball tunnel?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have to speed there a lot too.
Yeah, there are things like that. There are spider tracks where you just get stuck mysteriously for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of spider tracks, the one in Ruined Fountain, whenever you do the standable terrain to get the item, morphing and then falling under that spider track is kind of weird because it looks like you cling to it, but you can't move unless you wiggle around it without letting go. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I once had twice in a row a thing where I morphed and I grabbed the track and I couldn't move at all. Did nothing. I had to drop off and do the trick again.
You don't have to drop off. You just kind of have to wiggle around while holding on. That's how I get out of it.
Yeah, but I kept wiggling. It didn't seem to work.
I'm not sure if I actually do this like consciously or not, but it is possible that I'm like lightly pressing the R button, even though it's not a trigger. So maybe I'm wrong, but I just kind of, you know how people lightly tap it to get across spider tracks faster?
Yep.
I kind of do that when I'm like wiggling around trying to get my traction. And that was in that case, that's the only instance I've ever been able to use that kind of light tapping while holding on.
Okay. And on AeroRaiser, we're seeing the rare vanilla observatory.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, observatory dash is tricky. Sometimes it takes me a couple of tries, sometimes it takes me 20. So I don't blame Miro for, if he's not confident, for doing it this way.
Me neither. It took me the longest time to learn Mustache. And
yeah.
For a long time, it used to tilt me a lot.
Also, it's just a really cool planetarium thing.
Yeah. Interestingly, fun fact, in the vanilla game, if you get the item up there, the vanilla super missile item, you'll fall through because it triggers a cutscene in the vanilla game.
Huh.
And Robo's run is valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it triggers the cutscene as if that platform were already lowered, so when it's not.
Right.
Flamethrower is, in my opinion, the worst charge combo of the game. It's the super missile equivalent for Flamethrower. But for the memes, we tend to pick it up anyway as our validation item. It's just a joke.
Technically, Flamethrower has the highest DPS of anything in the game, but its range is so low that it's basically useless, and it uses up all your missiles.
Yeah.
So basically, the only use case for it is if you have no other charge combos and you're fighting Exo, Flamethrower will work on both his power and plasma forms. We don't know why it works on power, but it does.
Yeah. Yeah, the single arrow of Metroid Prime. Perfect analogy.
Yes, that does indeed fit. I thought we had seen them. Oh, that's right. Robo did not do his ghost check at Sun Chambers, so he was waiting for Spider, so he'll have to go back and do that now. But yeah, probably heading for Shorelines first, which makes sense.
Wait, was there an artifact at Sun Chamber?
There is, yes.
Okay.
Yep, Sun Chamber and PCA. Lovely batch of artifacts. Okay.
would backtrack
Yeah.
both ways.
We're probably looking at least a 2-hour finish.
Possibly.
Yeah, especially since they haven't done OP yet.
Yeah. That's right, Reggie. They still need supers.
Oh yeah, that's right. If it's the ghost in item in Sun Chamber, they do need supers. I mean, technically. Yeah, like I was saying in Prime, when you say you can't do something, that you can, but it's stupid. In this case, the trick, which was found by Sesshomaru, one of the old-time M2K tours, involves bomb jumping over the runic gate, but it's really stupid.
Yeah, you have to do it on your way out from Flagra and then like turn around and jump down into a corner and bomb jump.
Hmm? No, that's just really wild. I'm talking about the Cess.
The what?
The Cess. It's a way of climbing from the bottom of Sun Tower up to the top without opening the gate.
Oh,
You can actually bomb jump over it. It's crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, it's very, it's a thing.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
Like I said, you learn something new every day.
yeah, definitely true.
Sometimes literally.
Robo turned away so quickly I didn't see whether the artifact was in Lighthouse or not.
Couldn't see it either.
Well, let's hope not. This ice wall can be taken out with an uncharged shot, and so can the one in Chapel of the Elders. But the ones on your way into Phendrana the first time, for some reason, require charged shots. Alright, so the artifact was behind the ice. That's good news. But Robo knows he still needs supers, so he's going to have to keep making checks. Using the statue to do a really quick climb in this room.
Another high five.
Yep. Let's see if Robo goes for the cutscene overlap here. Yeah, if you shoot and morph at the same time, and the first cutscene of the Chozo activating, or of the ice melting, is cut off by the second.
That's a pretty cool trick. It's a similar trick in Echoes where you power bomb the two trees in Torvis Grove, and well, you power bomb the trees while killing the pirates in that fight, and then that overlaps both cutscenes of the item reveal and the door opening.
Oh, neat. Okay, I cannot possibly tell what that is on Arrow's screen. And I can't quite tell on Robo's either.
Apparently
But
not important enough to get it. Have you seen a landing site check, Z?
Yes. Yeah, they did landing site.
Oh, okay. What was it?
I forget.
Okay.
Don't think it was anything earth-shattering.
Okay. My tracker was wondering if anyone had checked it.
So where's left for super missiles to be? I guess Magmor, but they still don't have Varia. Wow.
Yeah. Hmm.
Not going to get far without Varia in this direction, Robo.
Have
Oh,
they
it must
full
be in
cleared?
lower mines.
Have they full cleared Chozo?
I think they've made basically all the Chozo checks, yeah.
Oh,
So I guess both Supers and Varia must be in lower mines.
that's awful.
Looks like Robo's going to go for the TTA item, which is about all you can safely do in this. Well, okay, actually, he does have a ton of E-tanks.
Yeah. He's good.
Oh, that's going to take a few of them away. And it's a missile. By the time you can see this item, it's never worth canceling. Oh, forging ahead. That's bad.
You can always refill at the save station in Shorelines.
Yeah. Gotta make it back there.
Just not going for it. He'll probably still be okay. Maybe
Only just.
heads towards Ruke development. Nice spreader.
Huh.
Might not go back for that if he dies.
Yeah. It's a nice item to have, but certainly not what he was hoping for from this play.
An artifact.
Ah.
You can.
This
Probably.
no, this is not going to work
No,
out.
he's gonna have to. Oh god, yeah, he would have to farm earlier than now.
Yeah.
But he did save in Shoreline, so. What
Yes,
did he?
and he's
Okay.
learned. He has information. He knows what he can skip on the way back.
Okay. Okay, he did.
The one thing he didn't check was short tunnel. Might still be something interesting under there.
Did he check behind the ice in Shorelines?
Yes.
I didn't see. Okay. So it's
Artifact there.
the lighthouse item. No, wait, did he? Was it the artifact?
The artifact was behind the ice, yes.
Okay, good.
Now what's Arrow up to? It would make sense to go back here if he had super missiles, but I think all he can do at this point is peek the item.
Oh, Hydra.
Yeah. It's the only reason I can think of to come back to labs. But he might be thinking, it's since he's in this area, it makes sense to peek it now, so that if he does have to come back for it, he'll know.
Yeah. Yeah, some checks are just never convenient to route back in later. Now Robo should make. Unless he keeps having bad luck.
Hmm. Yeah, this trick can be deceptively tricky.
At least under pressure,
Oh, yeah.
like this. It's not so bad when you can take your time.
Yeah. Did Arrow peek the item in Hydra?
I don't know. I was looking over at Robo.
I was looking at Arrow, but I didn't see it happen. But
I
I'm
was
still,
looking too, but I glanced away at the wrong.
yeah, I'm just confused because I can't think of another reason to, unless, no, yes, it's possible that Arrow has decided to go back to mines, and since he can't go through the front door of Thardis, this is the only way to get to that elevator.
Maybe so. Crystal Flash.
Haha.
I wonder why they never brought that back. Well, for free. They brought it back in Samus Returns with the amiibos. But,
Oh.
as far as I know.
I didn't know they had done that with the amiibos.
No,
I hesitate to bring it up. They
I lied.
concentration in Other M.
I lied. I'm thinking of Reserve Tanks. But yeah, that was only in Super Metroid. As far
Yeah.
as I know.
That guy always blocks my rolls too. Oh, looks like Arrow missed the fight skip this time. Too bad. Yeah, at this point it would take something pretty dramatic for roboscout to lose the lead. He's got 4 artifacts to 1.
Yeah.
But anything can happen, and lower mines is still still required. It's really amazing to past 130 in a race, and they still don't have either Varia or super missiles.
Yeah. They usually have at least one of those by now.
Yeah, especially Varia. That's almost always an early item just because Magmore's so important for transportation.
Yeah. Although with the current logic, it's possible to get a Varia. Let's see, like
Yep.
we did a couple hours ago.
Oh, there was one in the tournament. That's cool.
Yeah. Last race I tracked for 2 or 3 hours ago had. Well, we never found Varia.
Ah. Keep his ice spreader because this room here is the only place other than Exo that it's particularly useful.
Yeah, is Ice Sprinter? I don't see it.
It's too bad he didn't keep it because he found it on his
That's
run.
right.
But yeah, if you just poke your head through the door, not far enough for them to drop down, then you can nail all 4 with 1 ice spreader shot.
Oh, nice. Never seen that. I'll do it.
All right, nicely escaped the firing squad there. I always like to scan the console to shut down the turret at the start of phase on mines because then this one scans instantly. Oh, that's interesting. Skipping the fight. I guess you can put up with the music, it's worth doing.
It fades out when you move them.
Right. Ah, just made it before that Metroid decided to spoil his day. Good times. Okay, and Arrow has finally made his way back to mines as well. So we're entering the end game. The end game of the rest of the game. Yeah, Plasma is a perfectly good substitute on regular Metroids, but on Hunter Metroids, a charge shot won't kill them. So Ice is your best move.
Hate that.
Oh, that was close. The Hunter Metroid nearly tugged him off.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Echo's scan visor. Sometimes you'll be facing one way and then Samus will just lock onto something behind her for some reason.
Weird.
It's rare, but it happens.
Robo peeking the item in PMT, just a missile. Thermal visor is good to use here because anything living looks heated, and so these mushrooms, which are alive, are visible. That's always been my reasoning, anyway. The other day, Interslice taught me that you can do a nice simple slope jump at the end of this room to skip having to climb back on the mushrooms again.
Yeah, I never realized people do slope jumps there. I just kind of go up to the highest point of the wall and do a regular space jump.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't know it, of course, you don't know it.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I do inch up the slope before I jump, but it's not a slope jump, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah, there are some that are sort of borderline like that. Like the one to get the item in Upper Furnace, to get stuck in the wall there. I don't think that's technically a slope jump, but you do the same steps, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so using a standable terrain exploit here to skip the spider puzzle. Oh, here's another item that... sorry, go ahead.
There was another one to the right that goes a little higher.
Yeah, I used the one on the right.
Yeah.
It just
Go
occurred to
ahead.
me this is another item that he can't get.
Yeah, needs supers.
Okay, resorting to the spider ball trek after all. That's fine, that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
The particularly daring can go through this room by doing a combat dash off one of the plasma pirates on the first platform to make it to the second. Interslice did that last time I watched.
Yeah, I've seen that done. You have to curve it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a missile in QB.
Yep. At this point, I'm guessing OP has to have either the Varia or the super missiles.
Yeah.
Not just when OP has the super missiles, because they're one of the two things you want to use on.
Oh. Interesting choice using the flamethrower for this.
Nice, I haven't seen that before. But without super missiles, your missile ammo is less important. Didn't seem to work too well, though.
I usually rapid fire missiles the target. That's pretty consistent.
Yeah, oh yeah, for taking out the plating, yeah, that's what I do too. It's hard to keep him from doing the God Hand move, but it doesn't seem to work on missiles.
Yeah.
Now, let's see if we see a trooper skip.
No.
Spoiler warning, we will not see a trooper skip. We never see a trooper skip. Trooper skip is so ridiculously precise that I used to think it was... I used to make a joke that it was a myth. But then I pulled it off myself, so I can't really say that anymore.
Yeah. I never know how I do it right when I get it right. I just try it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't.
Well, if you've done it more than once, you're beating me. Besides the super missiles and the plasma method, there is also a power bomb strategy on Omega Pirate, but that's trickier.
Yeah. You have to like lay the power bomb on North and then go into Echo by X-ray visor. Excuse me.
Yes, that is exactly it.
Yeah. X-ray visor before the power bomb does damage. Or the final
just missed it. That's okay, it means we get to see more of this awesome fight. One thing that always impresses me is just how big Omega Pirate is. When he gets close to you, he's like a 3-story building.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to move around when you're locked on to when you stay locked on to him because he can catch up to you fast and you run out of room to maneuver around him. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's a huge room, but he takes up like half of it.
Yeah. Right here, normally I would just ignore the pirates because they can take a while to kill.
Yeah, you want to ignore them as long as you can, but at some point you're in more danger from them than you are from OP.
Yeah, sometimes. Like if you're here with relatively low health and not all 3 suits, then yeah, that fight can hurt a lot.
It amazes me that anyone can do this fight in 21% conditions.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Now, on the other hand, one of the very few nice changes in the later versions of Prime is that power bombs will take out any beam troopers. So that's a godsend in this fight.
Really? Since when?
I think so, anyway. And it might be it might be very specific. It might be only player's choice or something like that. Or even only trilogy. I'll have to look that up. I might be wrong. But yeah, nothing is worth sacrificing scan dashes for, so definitely get the original version.
Yeah, sure. I think one of the versions were patched in the Rando to be able to scan dash. Might have been 1.2.
It's 1.2, yeah. But for the first 10 years of my Metroid Prime career, I only had player's choice version, and so I was stuck with some of the backup tricks. If I never have to do the long way of doing space jump first again, it'll be too soon.
You mean the vanilla way?
I mean the combat dash way. You have to go all the way up to the route to Artifact Temple, get a combat lock on one of those seedling guys, and then back up all the way onto the ship and dash from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it takes about a minute to set it up again every time you fail.
No, wait, you
better than trilogy players. They don't.
You lock onto one of the blue things?
Yeah, one of those sort of puffer guys that shoot spikes at you. But that's still better than trilogy players because they don't have either combat or.
Yeah, you have to do the. There's 2 ways on trilogy. You can use that little spot that you have to balance yourself on with more ball. That is awful. And then there's the slightly easier spring ball jump over there.
Oh yeah, trilogy has spring ball. I sometimes forget about that.
Yeah.
But of course, you don't have it till you get bombs, so it's a longer wait.
Yeah.
Oh, it's finally in the home stretch. Just one more artifact to obtain.
Yeah.
Where is that last artifact anyway? Oh, Sun Chambers. Yeah, he's got to go back for the ghost fight.
Yeah. Still
Oh
no
my
supers.
goodness. Oh, supers still.
And still no variant.
That's amazing. OP had nothing.
Huh.
It's left.
I must have forgot something. Have they checked life growth?
Yeah, they've done life growth. I hope for his sake that it's not training chamber, because I saw him miss that check earlier, and
It
just be
probably
awful to find
is.
that out.
It probably is, not to mention it.
Yeah. Because he's going to be kicking himself from here to Ridley if that's the case. Do you have any idea what makes the layer change in this room?
Which room?
The Geocore.
What was it? I heard someone mention it earlier today. It was control tower, I think.
Ah.
I'm not 100% sure.
Let's hope 6 E-tanks are enough for Robo to make it through this room. Whew, that was close. Okay, what's your next move, Robo?
Oh, somebody in chat mentioned the tree.
The
Barry-
tree!
Yeah, Barry could be there.
But in that case, supers still have to be somewhere else.
Yeah, which could be training chamber.
Yeah, it might be. If this were the 2019 tournament, then they could actually have done the ghost fight by front entrance of Flagra, but that's been changed back now, and the vines in the front entrance of Flagra are back to their vanilla behavior.
Yeah, although to kind of make up for that going back to vanilla, you can also fight Flabra in reverse now.
Yeah.
So if you have supers, you can still do some shenanigans with that.
Oh no. Oh no.
What?
We were
What?
wrong. They hadn't made the behind the ship check. Both of them forgot somehow.
Oh.
And it was Varia.
Oh my god.
That's legendary. If we hadn't already had several equally dramatic matches just in this first round alone, that would be the big story of round 1.
And it's another one of those checks that are easy to forget. You don't check it the first time. Or even if you do check it, you just forget about it. It feels like a no-brainer to remember, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's cost me races before.
Yeah. So with that, in that case, supers could be
Yeah. Yeah, that opens a lot more possibilities.
I didn't see what's under there. Under the
Short tunnel? I don't think he checked before.
I'm surprised he walked past it without checking.
He didn't walk past it, though. He took the path under the statue, so... Oh, but yeah, then he came again, so maybe he checked it on that trip.
Okay.
Control tower is also what makes this layer change, right?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. And generally, you don't want this layer to change because while the turrets are annoying, you do like having the puffers around to dash off.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for Ice Spreader after all.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It saves enough time on Exo that it's worth the side trip. Arrow entering Omega Pirate. Got them a nip. That's good. Or rather, got the trick of having him motionless at the start.
Yeah. Get that by rolling to the left.
Yeah.
The cutscene.
Main PBs. About time they made their appearance.
And we have supers in storage cabinet.
Aha.
Well, letting off some anger shots there.
I would too.
Understandably.
Well, at nearly the two-hour mark, that's the seed finally solved.
Yeah. Well, for one player.
Yeah. Mind, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back.
No problem. Yeah, last artifact is Sun Chamber, which I imagine roboscout is headed towards now. It's everything he needs to get it. Just gotta go get it. "30 minutes quicker if they grab Varia." I mean, to be fair, they didn't have logical access. Oh, no way, you're right. Never mind. It was behind the ship. I'm done. I'm bad. Yeah, it definitely would have been faster if they had remembered to pick that up. Could have been like slightly a sub 130, maybe a little over. Yeah, that forgetting that definitely cost them a lot. Yeah, Reggie, like I was saying earlier, it's one of those no-brainers that are surprisingly easy to forget sometimes. Kind of like Watery All Access or Ruined Nursery. Yeah, like saving during a race. Good comparison. Arrow getting his last artifact in mines before heading out to get the other 4, while Robo is on his way to get his last one. So looks like Robo's definitely got this for now. And I'm not sure what Arrow's skill level is, so I'm not sure how much faster Arrow would have been if they had remembered to look behind the ship.
Okay, I'm back. And You know, it's possible that checking behind the ship might have led him astray, because there are places in Magmore that weren't going to lead anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought of that.
Something else I realized while I was gone is this speed is probably the best argument I've ever seen for learning early wild.
Yeah. Or just finding supers early.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing early wild. I refuse.
Yeah, I've tried to learn it and I never get very far, but it's impossible to avoid noticing that if roboscout had done early wild earlier, he would not have needed to get supers at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember practicing that for over an hour once, and I was like, nope, not for me.
Yeah, that's a stupid trick.
Yeah,
Important for running the vanilla game, though.
yeah, takes an ungodly amount of patience.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if people who have the patience to practice it are even human. Because even my thumb got sore doing that.
Yeah, but I'll bet. Let's see if Robo checks the tree on his way up. Nope. Oh,
Yep.
maybe.
Just a missile.
Yeah, but he's getting it just for spite.
Yeah. So, seed solved for Robo. He's headed to Ridley.
Yeah.
And looks like Arrow is paused. Might be confused.
Yeah, sometimes you have to take a moment and think.
Yeah. Hasn't typed anything in SRL, so he hasn't forfeited. He's probably just thinking, we're taking a bathroom break.
Yeah. Yeah, you go into these things thinking you're a grown man. You don't need to take a bathroom break. You're not going to need to do that. And by the end of the seed, oh man.
Yeah, like me right now. I'm just too lazy to get up out of my chair. I'll wait till it hurts more.
Fair enough. So 203 ship save for Robo. Means we should probably he'll probably be done by 220. Ah, stylish little scan dash there. Yeah, what am I saying? With a full tracker, he'll be done by 215.
Yeah.
Exo can be long and tedious if you don't have the charge combos, but with them, it can be quite quick.
Yeah. Full tracker, optimize EXO and Essence.
Yeah. Doesn't need to play carefully either with all these E-tanks.
Yeah, it's definitely got this.
Okay, Ridley. Let's see if you give us a flyby skip today. Because it's pretty much down to him whether you get that or not.
Yeah. I've only ever gotten that by accident. Every time I try to do it on purpose, I'm not even sure how to do it right.
Someday we'll have a setup, but it hasn't been found yet.
I just imitate what I see.
Yep.
Excuse me. Robo getting the instant final phase using boost ball, which does 50,000 damage per frame. It's the final phase. Speeds up the fight by maybe a minute or two.
Yeah. Very good trick and worth getting boost ball for that alone, probably. Do they get boosted in any percent these days?
I don't know. I don't do any percent
Okay.
because of early WoW.
Yeah, of course.
Did get a nice Ridley though.
Yes, that was a very clean Ridley fight. Arrow having some trouble with the final stage of this ore processing climb. Then remembering he's got grapple.
Yeah, the final jump is the hardest, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's why I always make sure I have either grapple or power bombs and spider.
Using some rage at his thermal visor when he was really, really hoping for Spider or Supers here.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been Spider by logic, but Supers were a possibility.
And now we have Robo doing the base encore climb. Second try.
Yep, there are a
Very
couple ways
nice.
to do this. Alright, nicely done.
Skipping Jack and Jill. Which is a little risky because they can follow you and knock you down.
Yeah, this is definitely a risky play. But Robo's been playing for a long time here, and he wants to be done.
Yeah. Don't blame him.
Alright, Exo, here we come.
Yeah, there's 4 subchambers to this. The first subchamber is Wave Beam and Power Beam in either order. Next subchamber adds ice. Next one after that adds plasma, and then the final one after that is completely random, where you can do combinations of all kinds of attacks and even go into turbo mode for some reason.
Number 4 is Chaos. Exo can swap colors anytime, charge anytime, go double speed. It's pretty ridiculous. But with these E-tanks, and with all the charge combos, Robo fears nothing in this situation.
Yeah. Let's got this.
Ice Spreader in particular will earn its pay here because it instantly ends an ice phase, and if you can get a turnaround shot, it can end the phase after too.
Yep. That's why I love Ice Spreader.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only non-supers. It's the only good non-supers being combo.
Yep. And that's counting both this game and Echoes, because the ones in Echoes are pretty ridiculous too.
Yeah.
I have to admit, it's a special kind of satisfying to fire a sonic boom into one of those crowds of little enemies, but that's about it.
Yeah, for farming, yeah, Sonic Booms. Although Charged Annihilator is not that much inferior. It's almost up there with Sonic Boom for farming.
Yeah.
It takes just a couple more shots to throw out all the shriek bats or whatever.
Exo's tractor beam has always struck me as a poor strategic choice. All it does is help you line up your shots for a while.
Yeah, it's helpful. I see some Waybuster ahead.
Ah, nice. Yeah, you got the missiles, might as well use them.
Never thought of using it during a turnaround shot.
No, it's a good
Actually,
setup.
it might be good reverse psychology to stop yourself from overusing it.
Maybe. It was a waste in this case because Exo went ice, which can be ended instantly, but of course Robo didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes the chaos. Ah, good move. Robo was close enough to do a bit of the manip where you get Exo to only do melee moves on you.
Yeah.
That way he made sure his Wave Buster was uninterrupted. It's 2 rounds down, that was fast.
Oh, this is super.
Ah, it's too bad.
You can find these balls in there, though.
Yeah, watch out for those.
Yeah, you should definitely shoot those. They can hit really hard. Well, no, wait,
All the moves are bad.
he's got a tiny
one-
tanks that will.
Well, yes. But the fire missiles have a special danger to them, which is if they're still in the air at the end of this fight, then they can set you on fire during the cutscene and you'll still be on fire after it. So you always want to shoot those down at the end of this fight. But that's one very specific situation. For the most part, all the missiles are equally dangerous. Down goes Exo. And Robo took so little damage that the pickups in this fight actually brought him back to full.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's the famous Essence Manip where we don't do anything. Whoa, I had no idea you could break the pillars yourself.
Yep.
There's my learn something new every day.
Cool, looks a little close to that corpse. Might get close.
Yeah, let's hope not. Both visors, it's much less of a big deal. I don't want to exaggerate, but when you're doing a visorless Essence fight, a pool skip, or rather a phase skip during the phase you can hit him, is the single worst thing in the entire world.
Yeah. And trying to keep track of him with scan visor is harder than it looks because
Yeah.
it keeps moving around really fast, and before you even have time to find him, he'll start doing the shopping and throw your focus off.
Yeah, hitting Essence with just scan visor is a fool's game, frankly. You should just wait the phase out.
But the downside to that is the phase can last forever.
Well, yeah. Okay, Robo looks on course for a Thorpe pool. That's good, compared to the vanilla game where you don't think of this whole stepping in and out of the pool thing. That usually takes 5 or 6 pools. 4 is good. The best players can do 3, but it's very picky.
It's like one more cycle.
Oh no! Yeah, you hate to see it. Dumping a whole pool in and not quite finishing. Oh, well, actually, that wasn't a not quite. That was a. Oh, and in chat, Robo has just finished.
Yeah, scores. We'll see that in a moment now. Looks like roboscout might see himself finish.
And Arrow has worked.
So we should be getting them both in here for an interview.
Hello,
Hey, which one are you?
Roboscout.
Congratulations, GG.
GG.
Hey, somehow this doesn't feel like a victory.
Yeah, Varia and
What a
Super.
feat.
Bit of a troll.
I need to really drill it into my skull to remember to check the landing site item.
Yeah.
It's a problem I have, and it was like one of these days it's gonna cost me a race. It wasn't this race, but honestly, it should have.
Yeah, well, you're not going to believe this, but you both made that same mistake.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that's what happened.
Some of the
So
flag
you were
rolls?
both on
Wow.
this endless quest
Yeah.
for Varia and super missiles the whole time.
I was planning to just run through without Varia, but I couldn't find supers for the life of me.
Yeah.
The exact same thing happened to me.
Like, I realized after I did it and it wasn't the artifact, I'm like, oh no, now I need supers to finish.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
also mad that I found Spider Ball almost right after, because that's like almost the next thing I did, so I was kind of mad. But yeah, it's like, when I first found Plasma, I was like, wait a minute, is that like go mode out of where? Oh no, I did flag. Oh no.
Yep, I did flag early too.
Where did supers end up being?
They were in the storage cave in Magmore. The one right by Triclops pit.
Yeah. Storage
Oh.
tab.
Oh wow, where was Varia?
Landing site.
What?
Oh
Yeah.
lord, Arrow, you're just realizing now you forgot that? Oh no.
Yep.
I did it
think
too.
I think I wrote that off as missiles and never went back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I didn't do I full cleared mines before touching Magmore because I was like, where's Varia?
Yeah. I did a
Ah.
hell run to get the Fiery Shores.
That's what I was intending to do. That was probably the next thing I was going to do because I had just finished OP and I was coming back through and grabbed the other artifact and I was gonna head and I was gonna take me back to Talon and I was gonna run through Magmore from there. At that
Yeah.
point, on the way, I probably would have seen the Varia on landing site and gotten really mad.
Yeah. I remember just thinking at some point in like when I was heading up to, it was like, oh god, landing site. Did I check that? I don't think I did. What if
I
it's
wrote it off. I know, I wrote it off as missiles. Wow.
Yeah, and Off and I were equally sure that one of you had checked, so we forgot too.
No,
I remember-
I thought I checked it.
I remember I was
Apparently not.
really confused at the start of the seed because I could not find Varia or Super anywhere. I was like, is this seed possible or something? Because like I knew I was breaking logic by heading
Yeah,
for
I was about to
frigate.
say. Yeah, I was about to say I was breaking lot. I think we both broke. I went in frigate very early.
Oh, this
Sure.
finally answers my question from earlier too, because when I saw thermal in mines, but you had to go through frigate to get to mines, I figured that's a logic loop. But no, if you had gone through Magmore, then you could have got there first.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I knew
Yeah.
that shouldn't be in logic, and I was just
Yeah.
Also, OP without super suck. I'm just saying that.
yeah.
Honestly, I think outside of the obvious two mistakes with Varia and then doing Flagra, it was bad as that call could have been avoided too if I just didn't do Flagra early.
Yeah, that
I
could
didn't
have
think
saved it.
about that.
If either of us had done that, we probably would have
This scene would have
saved like
taken
a
an hour
half hour.
sooner.
Yeah.
This
I was
scene
saying
probably
to
would have been an hour quicker, possibly.
Yeah, I was saying to Op that this seed is the best commercial I've ever seen for learning early wild.
Yep.
It's like, hey, you want to do dumb things early? Look at all the stuff we did today.
I've tried learning early wild, but it's not easy.
No,
I
it's a
do.
lot of trick.
I do actually like how my movement was throughout that scene. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, movement was pretty optional. I'm really happy that I managed to get out of Quarantine Cave after fighting Thardus without Spireball in just like 3 attempts. That is only the 3rd time I've ever done that trick, and I got it very quickly.
Yeah,
I
good
didn't
stuff.
even bother. I had grapple, so I didn't even bother. I just went around and back.
I trusted this seed approximately zilch 0 at that
Yeah,
point, so I was I'm not leaving Thardus empty.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. I did the Thardus fight, but I got out with grapple,
Ah.
and then I
Yeah,
went.
I probably could have done that.
And then I did reverse labs. Then realized I'm like, I could go all the way back through Magmore right now. So I have like 8 energy tanks. But I need to go to mine.
Also, can I just give a call out to the turret from hell in Magmore?
Yeah, that guy can be a heck of a shot.
He just sniped me and launched me clean across the workstation, causing me to lose like 2 E-tanks, and so I died doing my first attempt at the hell run.
Oh man, yeah.
Just one shot.
I was happy to see you go back for Ice
that's,
Spreader, by the way.
Yeah, I figured at that point I have so
I-
many missiles that I kind of
Yeah.
want to abuse the hell out of them.
Yeah, like hold on, let me see exactly how many missiles. I killed 3 missiles. I was having network issues at the end, so I was like, I'm like, okay, network fix itself or scout, please finish. One of the two, because my network was dying. How many
You know,
missiles
Seed
did I
has
end
gone on a
with?
long time when you're praying for even the opponent to finish.
I was at 160 missiles.
180.
Yeah, like they were everywhere. Plus, you full cleared Pendrana minus the
I
hard
full
left
cleared
super missiles.
almost the entire game. I think the only checks I didn't get were Upper Dynamo and Training Chamber.
I think all
Yeah,
I
Hawk
had
and I were at
left
a loss
in
to
I
make
think
the
all
checks
I
you
had
hadn't
left,
made.
yeah, was those things in ruins. And then I had the couple of checks right at the beginning of the mines that I was passing through now. Because I spent the entire time hunting supers. If I had not made the flagro mistake, I could have just rushed to OP. Add like half the missiles I have.
Yeah.
I was also very starved for power bombs. She's like, I was in Pendrana clearing, then I saw the power bomb expansion on Wave Beam, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need that. I regretted that decision really quickly.
PBs turned out to be in Triclops pit, by the way.
Yeah, I was never gonna get those. I had no intent on getting Faria. It was bad as I would have grabbed it, because usually if there's missiles on landing side, I would grab that right before Ridley. I would have been very mad today grabbing Faria there.
Yeah, that's a vivid image.
I went ahead.
No.
I wasn't gonna commit to mines right away, and then I got X-ray. I'm like, okay, mines it is.
Well, you guys have played hard. It's been a long race. You've earned a rest.
I need to
Yeah,
really
I'm-
stop cursing the tournament with my presence. Whenever I show up, it's an over 2-hour seed.
Are you sure you're the blame, or is it? I'd say it's Diggle's fault, but he didn't even roll this.
Yeah, I'm the only common denominator here.
Well, Diggle's the tournament organizer, so it's his fault.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm not
blame
even.
Diggle.
I'm not
Hashtag
even
blame
mad. Yeah, I'm not even mad at this one because of how efficiently I cleared things. Keep in mind, I don't know how many people actually know this. I've only been playing this Rando for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I mentioned
Oh,
that.
nice.
He's quite new.
Yeah,
Yep.
very new. And
Yeah.
I barely.
He's doing very well
didn't-
for someone so new.
Yeah, I've picked up on the tricks pretty quickly, and I got to try out a couple of things I didn't know today, so that was nice. Not all of them worked, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I was sitting there trying to climb up. I forgot which room that is. The one where grapple beam is. I tried climbing up with
Ore
a slow jump.
processing?
And I'm like, yeah. I was trying climbing up with a slow jump, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have grapple beam. Looks up, and
was-
shoot.
That was funny. We noticed that.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I
We all
have
had
grapple
our.
beam.
Forgot I had my power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I had everything, but I was looking for supers. I saw the flamethrower in Gravity Chamber. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna grab this anyway.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if that was flamethrower or super missile, so I just decided to err on the side of caution and grab it. Like, 'cause
I
it
was
wouldn't let me
fairly
scan
certain.
it.
Yeah, I couldn't scan it either. I was fairly certain it was flamethrower, but I'm like, you know, one, you gotta grab it. We gotta get validated here, and then two, if it's super missiles, cool. I'm in go mode.
Yeah, you never ever want to pass up flamethrower, mistaking it for super missiles.
Yeah.
Sorry, but other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
You should
technically got used out of flamethrower against OP,
yes, that was.
and I can confirm
I
that
didn't
flamethrower
even-
sucks against OP. Don't do it.
okay. I was about to say I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well, you can stop thinking about it. It doesn't work well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay.
tried. Don't do it.
I didn't even use plasma in the fight. I just kept. I had so many missiles. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna spam missiles on them.
Yep.
So I think I already had like 160 something. No, not 160. 140 missiles when I got to OP. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. I used almost all of them.
Well, we should probably wrap things up, I think. Any final words from you two?
Please forget this seed existed.
Yeah,
And how I played
also-
about it.
Also, note of learning here: if you have an artifact in Sun Chamber, don't do it without Spider Ball.
Yeah.
I think I.
And
Oh.
always check behind the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always check behind the ship. That's the real moral of the story.
Yeah.
Don't be us.
I
Always.
feel like it was because of excitement for getting missiles first.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I can rush checks.
It's just a problem I have. I really need to do better.
Yeah. I mean, I can't feel too bad about it. We both made the same 2 big mistakes.
Yeah, like
I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, how is
I was
he
originally
not
tempted
done?
to just forfeit once I beat Prime, just out of pure shame for forgetting that. But considering you did,
We both did it.
yeah,
Yeah, I was saying to Op, this would be the legendary seed of round 1 if we hadn't already had a couple of equally legendary seeds in round 1.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, this time it was more legendary due to the runners messing.
yeah. To be fair, both Flagra and OP in a single seed is not great.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
doing and then I did Thardus without thermal, so I think you probably did too.
I had thermal because I went through mines first and checked all the upper areas.
I did Pindrana first, so I did Thardus without thermal, which it still isn't too bad since I had 2 power bombs, so I'm like, cool.
At least we were slightly better than the other 2 cursed seeds. Because
there's
we
some
beat
cursed
2 hours and 30 minutes, a very high bar.
Yeah, I feel like at the rate I was going, I probably was gonna finish close to 3.
Yeah.
Because I think the only artifacts I had left were Sun Chamber. Yeah, Sun Chamber, Crossway, because I didn't have Spider Ball when I went through there, and of course Fiery Shores. I was gonna just go in, because I ended with like 9 E-tanks. They were, and that's with skipping E-tanks.
Yeah.
They were
Okay, well, thank you both.
GG's.
And
Yeah, GG, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
Should we just declare THK the winner of the seed instead?
I agree with that.
so everybody follow Robo and Arrow, and also my co-commentator Op82. And who do we have tracking?
Let me see. It says Rios in Discord, but I think it's on Kirichi.
Okay,
sure.
follow both of them just to be on the safe side. Follow everybody. This is a great community. Come join the Discord.
Follow
Yeah, it's a lot of
everybody.
fun.
Yeah.
Props to the commentators for keeping up with the commentary for all 2 hours of this 2 of us screwing around for getting landing site.
Yeah.
Well, it was an experience. Just on my resume.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No worries.
And we also have more matches coming up tomorrow. RoboScout. Sorry, bleh, that just happened. Digglerath versus R-Web. Sal the Dragon versus Stakapa. Caliber versus Sasquatch. And
All
me
those.
versus Your Beat.
Yeah, we're only
on
halfway
Monday.
through this round.
Yeah.
And of course, there's also the next round.
Yeah.
We
Many
are
more
just
rounds?
getting started on this,
Yeah, we are just getting started. We have 4 more rounds of this.
and we've already got some legendary races.
Yeah.
This tournament's gonna be. This one's gonna go down in history.
Oh,
It
yeah.
almost certainly will.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so thank you all for coming, and hope we'll see you in later races. Good night, everybody. See you next mission.
See you
Yep.
next mission.
Later.
Thank you all for enduring this with me.
Yep. Later, everybody.
Problem.